Welcome back to the Forgotten House. It's been about a week since I've been back to do a site check, and we've had a ton going on. We've got drywall going in, flooring that'll start next week, filling in the windows we didn't need. Everything for the plumbing's been finished. You know, we were replacing that sewer line all the way up to the curb. Behind me here, you've got the balcony that was just built. My first time seeing it, absolutely love it. It looks so good. If you remember prior, there was that odd staircase for a second entrance that made no sense. Now that that's finished, we can start to really work on the exterior and get things painted. So this house is going to be white both on the outside and inside, but I'm using different whites. Outside, I'm choosing a white paint that is a low LVR. What that means is you're getting less sheen, less reflection in that white color. So when somebody's walking down the block, this looks like a very warm white house, and they're not having to cover their eyes because it's so bright and it's uncomfortable to look at. On the inside space, I'm gonna use a pure bright white with a higher LVR, because with that, you're gonna get a brighter feel, you're gonna get more sheen, a bit more reflection, even when using a matte finish. Because this had not been lived in for 5 years, it had a lot of exterior work that needed to be done. So we're not just painting, we're caulking, we're filling in holes, we're resealing things. Even taking that into consideration, we're looking at about $20,000. And I think when you look below and see the yellow that this house was before, your ROI is exponential. It's hard to put a price on just how much more you're gonna get back. We're going from a dated, stale, gross looking house to what's gonna feel like that quintessential Americana, warm, welcoming home when you come up to this place. Welcome to the new driveway. This is one of my favorite things I have done to this house. Before, you might remember, it was 2-car garage, but you had this huge curb and it just came into a single car space. So what we did was find matching brick, did a straight line down from the edge of the driveway. We also laid in new concrete along the side, and even in the back, we tied in to the concrete path going around the house so somebody can easily pull their garbage cans around. So now you've got this super charming, super wide brick driveway. But with this big, beautiful driveway did come a cost. This was about $5,000. When I was doing this, I thought to myself, will I get a return on it? You know, I was looking at this as a property investor, as a realtor, and I kind of didn't care. When I see something that I feel needs to be done, I'm going to go at it and do it no matter what. You know, maybe I get a dollar for dollar return on this, but at least I've delivered something that I believe in and that I'm proud of, and I can always make up that margin somewhere else within the house. And that's how I would want it to be if I lived here. Holy shit. This is looking pretty badass. I have not seen it since all of this drywall has gone up. Walking through this kitchen, it really is starting to feel good. You're gonna have the counter that wraps all the way around, that comes out here with the seating on the peninsula. Today's market, buyers automatically think, I need an island. I've got to have an island. A lot of the times, if there is no island, but the kitchen wraps around and there's a peninsula, you're actually gaining storage space and you're gaining workable counter space. So from a homeowner standpoint, wonderful. They can put more things in their kitchen. And from a realtor standpoint, great. I've got a talking piece about why this is actually better than what people are just used to seeing. And that's something that is really powerful. So it's definitely a win-win in here. So let's go check out the room above the garage. As you know, this was an odd add-on before we bought the place, and we're trying to make some sense of the space. So walking in, this is already feeling better. This room before was an afterthought. It had a staircase that came to it from the outside, creating an unnecessary entrance. It wasn't an ADU because it was connected to the rest of the house from the staircase we just came up. So I had struggled with, do I make this a primary suite? And if this was my home, I would have done things differently and made this a primary suite, but it's not. Where I've saved a lot of money is I'm doing new windows, but I'm doing window replacements. This allows me to not change framing, which on the other side of this wall is some siding that is very, very difficult to find. I would have put in a closet since moving the window over there, but because, again, it's a flip, I'm leaving things as they are, and I'm actually making that a TV wall section because this can still act as a wonderful bedroom or kind of a lounge hanging area. So up here, there was already a bathroom built into this bedroom. And since it's not a primary suite, I don't really need to worry about expanding it. So this room, while it's getting a huge facelift, isn't the bulk of my remodel cost, which is nice. You know, new windows, but they are replacement, a couple $1,000s. We've got about $3 grand in tile, and tile is a place I like to spend money. We've got new vanity. The balcony did cost about $5,000 to put in. We did a large beam to brace it so you don't have to have any posts. Other than that, we're looking at drywall repair and adding in a light fixture. That's a ton of stuff for $15,000. And when the space is finished, I'm definitely looking at doubling my money that went into this space. So this room is one of 2 spaces in this house that I felt to be pretty unique. Why don't we pop downstairs? I'm gonna show you the other one that when I walked through, I thought, this is a space that would make me wanna buy this house. Welcome to the den. As you know, because I might have mentioned, I'm married and I have a 2.5-year-old, so I seek quiet and I seek comfort. And this room definitely provides both. It's off of the living room, it's out of the way of anything else, and it's not big, but it's great. We're putting in French doors that open up to the outside to a little sitting area, which is lovely. And you can make this, you know, your lounge area. This is where I would throw on a record at the end of the night, sip a little bit of whiskey and think about how much money I've sank into my home. It's just a different space, and I love that. People, when they walk through, in their minds, they're expecting certain things because they've just seen it in every new home they've walked through. This room is just like, oh, this is a really neat little surprise, this little extra space I can do something different with. I think that we're gonna see a huge return on what we do to this space.